problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And
some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
Kevin Hart might be the king of comedy right now, but don't get blinded by that big smile and those flashy workout videos. Behind all that shine, something shady might be going down. And now Shannon Sharpe just caught astray in the middle of it all. This ain't just some celeb gossip or messy Instagram beef. This feels like a power move in a high-stakes game. Shannon reportedly lost a $100 million deal, got hit with one of the wildest lawsuits of the year, and now a 19-year-old model is throwing some strange accusations his way. But here's the real bombshell. Katt Williams just stepped in and pointed the finger directly at Kevin Hart. He's not just talking slick either. He's echoing what people been whispering for years. This ain't no random drama. It's starting to look like a full-blown setup. And once those receipts start dropping, the puzzle pieces start fitting together real quick. Katt's been calling Kevin out for a long time, but now it's all making sense. Every time Kevin moves up in Hollywood, someone else mysteriously falls off the map. Think about it. Kevin's been climbing that ladder, building his empire, but what if he's been pushing people out the way as he goes? That smooth brand, that friendly public image, what if that's all just a cover for some cutthroat behind-the-scenes moves? Katt been said he don't rock with Kevin Hart, and he's never held back. This ain't some overnight beef. It's looking like a long game with receipts dating way back. That viral Club Shay Shay interview wasn't the start. It was the spark that lit the fuse. The tension between Katt and Kevin didn't just show up yesterday. It's been brewing for decades. Back in the early 2000s, Katt was running things. He had the streets hype, was killing the comedy game, and even Hollywood was showing love. But out of nowhere, things dried up. Offers that should have gone to him somehow started landing in Kevin's hands instead. Even now, Katt still says Kevin didn't earn that throne. He was placed on it. Let's keep it a buck. Kevin came in with that flop Soul Plane, and instead of getting canceled, he somehow fumbled upward. That movie should have ended his run, but somehow he bounced back with a TV deal, movie roles left and right, and turned into Hollywood's go-to funny man. Meanwhile, Katt's name started getting dragged. They called him unstable, said he was on something, claimed he was wrecking his own career. But Katt says it wasn't a fall off. It was sabotage. And guess who always popped up when Katt missed a bag? Kevin. Fast forward to the late 2000s, and Hollywood had this weird trend of dressing up black male comedians in wigs and dresses for laughs. Kevin once said on record he'd never do that. But guess what? Next thing you know, he's on SNL in a full-on dress. All this went down right after Dave Chappelle had just told Oprah he refused to do the same thing. He didn't want to be turned into a joke for Hollywood's amusement. When Kevin did the exact thing Chappelle warned against, Katt saw that as proof. Kevin wasn't just selling out, he was following a blueprint. And it didn't stop there. At the height of Katt's fame, Hollywood flipped the switch on him fast. Suddenly there were all these wild stories in the streets, saying he was on something, saying he couldn't be trusted. But here's what's crazy. Most of that talk didn't come from arrests or public meltdowns. It came from behind the scenes PR folks crafting a whole narrative. Then Kevin popped up on The Breakfast Club, and instead of just defending himself, he went all in on Katt, basically blamed him for his own downfall. Like, what? He smiled through it, but he threw Katt straight under the bus, and people started asking, why go that hard on someone who wasn't even in your lane anymore? That's when things start getting real dark, as some fans out here think this wasn't just about clapping back. It was about erasing Katt completely. The theory? Kevin didn't just rise to the top, he was given the spotlight, while Katt was slowly wiped out, one headline at a time. Let's be real, Hollywood loves someone who plays the game their way. Kevin checked every box. Katt, not so much, and he never kept quiet about it either. Then out of nowhere, boom, a lawsuit hits like a wrecking ball and flips everything upside down. A 19-year-old model named Gabriela Zuniga came forward with some serious claims against Shannon Sharpe, and the internet went into meltdown mode. While a lot of folks were stunned, others couldn't help but remember what Katt Williams said loud and clear during that same Club Shay Shay episode. Katt told him straight up, "You, me, everybody, we've seen him get taken out." He warned Shannon that the gatekeepers don't play fair, and once you make yourself a target, it's game over. And Shannon? He had already set himself up. He'd been real open about liking younger women, not just in passing either. He bragged about being single, living wild, and made no secret about his taste, even saying out loud he prefers white women. All that loud talk, it came right back at him. Quick! Katt tried to drop some wisdom, but now with Gabriella stepping up and this lawsuit making headlines everywhere, it's starting to look like Shannon walked headfirst into the exact trap Katt warned about. So what's really going on with this wild case that came crashing in like lightning? Shannon Sharpe is now staring down a massive $50 million lawsuit from Gabriella Zuniga. But don't get it twisted. She ain't some random girl off the street or someone who bumped into him at Starbucks. Gabriella was a model on OnlyFans, going by the name She's Carly online, and the story gets real murky from there. According to the reports, Shannon allegedly met her at a gym sometime last year. He was 54 at the time, Gabriella just 19. From there, things spiraled, and she didn't hold back in those court docs. The allegations she dropped were straight up wild. She claimed Shannon pulled her into some kind of secret relationship that wasn't just weird, it was disturbing. She accused him of engaging in racial role play, making violent threats, groping her multiple times, and even secretly recording her without consent. But it didn't stop there. Gabriella said Shannon would show up at her building uninvited, slipping inside without permission, and on one occasion even threatened her life if she tried to share her location or reach out for help. Heavy stuff. And the timing? Real suspicious. People started noticing that this lawsuit dropped right when Shannon was reportedly closing in on a $100 million media deal. You mean to tell us that this bombshell case just happens to explode at the exact moment he's about to secure the bag? Nah. This feels calculated. Now the internet's buzzing and folks are asking all the right questions. How did Gabriella even end up that close to someone like Shannon Sharpe in the first place? And how did this case move so fast, with a legal team already locked in and everything ready to roll? This ain't just messy. It's starting to look like something bigger is at play. This whole thing's looking more and more like a full-blown setup. And the craziest part? Gabriella didn't show up empty-handed. She came loaded with receipts. We're talking messages, voice notes, audio clips, real evidence, not just hearsay. And right when Shannon tried to flip the script and play the victim, Gabriella turned the pressure way up. She leaked a voice memo of Shannon saying some seriously weird stuff, and folks online lost it. But what really blew the lid off? Shannon's own lawyer confirmed something that had jaws dropping all over the place. According to reports, Shannon allegedly offered Gabriella $10 million to make the whole thing vanish. $10 million. Now, does that automatically mean he's guilty? Not exactly. But scared, no doubt about it. Just picture the scene. Your reputation is on fire, the bag's slipping away, social media is roasting you non-stop, and you're offering stacks to shut someone up? That's a panic move. And that's when people started looking sideways, not just at Shannon, but at Kevin Hart. Fans started connecting dots, whispering that Kevin might have made a few low-key calls behind the scenes. Think about it. Kevin's connected to everybody. Studios, execs, streaming platforms. You name it. He's got the clean-cut image, family-friendly jokes, tequila deals with The Rock, hosting award shows, the whole polished brand. If he so much as hinted that Shannon was becoming a problem, that's all it would take to start closing doors fast. So what would Kevin's motive be? Well, that Club Shay Shay interview didn't just go viral, it exploded, and not in his favor. Katt Williams came in swinging, straight up calling Kevin a plant, a sellout, and said he was tight with some dark Hollywood puppet masters. And Shannon? He just sat there, all smiles, letting Katt go in without cutting him off for stepping in. He didn't defend Kevin. He didn't say a word, and people noticed. But Shannon didn't stay quiet for long. When the lawsuit hit, he clapped back hard. He didn't just deny everything. He came for the big dogs behind it. He pointed right at powerhouse attorney Tony Busby. Yup, that Tony Busby, the one who went after Diddy and tried to drag Jay-Z into the dirt. Shannon claimed Busby's got a pattern, targeting powerful black men and using media pressure to make them look guilty before they even set foot in court. And here's the bold part. Shannon didn't just talk tough. He threw a direct challenge at Busby, putting it all on the table. But even with that fight in him, the damage was already done. Sponsors started pulling back. That $100 million media deal, now it's dangling by a thread. And through all this chaos, Kevin Hart's been silent. No tweets, no statements, no jokes, not even a shady sub post, nothing. Now people are starting to zoom out. And when you look at the full picture, the pattern's getting way too obvious to ignore. First, it was Katt Williams getting pushed out. Then Monique got iced. Now, it's Shannon Sharpe in the hot seat. And guess what ties them all together? Kevin Hart, always lurking in the background. Shannon gave both Katt and Monique a platform to speak their truth. Let them get their stories off with no filter. And not long after that, boom, he's caught up in a scandal, losing deals and looking like the next Hollywood cautionary tale. Coincidence? Some folks aren't buying that anymore. And while everybody else is getting hit with lawsuits, losing deals, and getting dragged through the headlines, Kevin, he's still coming out clean, smiling, hosting, and stacking up more wins. Every time someone falls, Kevin's brand somehow gets brighter, cleaner, and more unstoppable. People are starting to ask the real questions now. Is Kevin just lucky, or is there something deeper going on here? Is he really just rising while others fall? Or is he leveling up because they fall? Some say he's just playing the game right. Others think he's been sitting back while the industry clears the way for him. Whatever the truth is, it's getting harder to ignore how clean Kevin stays while the folks around him crumble. So now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Shannon Sharpe is getting punished just for giving Katt and Monique a voice? Or did he bring all this heat on himself by living too reckless and giving the industry the ammo to shut him down? Let's talk about it, for real. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and don't you dare miss the next video. Because what's going on behind the scenes in Hollywood, it's way darker and way deeper than most people are ready to admit.